It's alright.
Oh my god!
Yo guys, what is up? Max on a Borderlands 3 video, and today is the day. Today we finally get the director's cut and our first ever proper Borderlands 3 raid boss. I am so excited. I've been waiting for a raid boss for so long, and I cannot wait to see what's in store with us. Now, in addition to the director's cut and all the things that are included in that, for example, like vault cards and the murder mystery missions and this raid boss and all the behind the scenes content, they also dropped a very large patch that includes a ton of fixes to things that were broken. We get mentions of new class mods in this DLC and some big character changes, nerfs, and buffs. One of the most noticeable fixes, and we'll be talking about all of them, is the fix of action skill active anointments such as like Sentinel Cryo and like Gamma Burst active. They were all not working properly. They're all going to be fixed. There's so much to talk about. If you guys do enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, this is a beefy patch note, so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go as clearly and quickly as I can. To start off, Hemovorus. If you would like to fight the new raid boss, Hemovorus the Invincible, you need to go to Sanctuary 3, go to Claptrap's Closet. There'll be an icon there, and you can accept the mission. This will direct you to Hemovorus to take it on, and once again, you're going to need to use Iridium to open this door. Next up, Ava Murder Mysteries. These will be scattered throughout, and then behind the scenes content. This will be in the menus if you guys want to watch all the behind the scene content. Next up, vault cards. Vault cards and the rewards, daily challenges, and multi-tiered weekly challenges. Those will be in your like events tab. You can use those to start progressing through your challenges to get the new gear that is locked behind vault cards. Next up, this is a big one. Guys, new gear in Arms Race. Arms Race is getting 4 new pieces of gear. I don't know what the pieces of gear are, but we are getting 4 new pieces of gear. I don't know if they're replacing them. Other pieces of gear, I kind of doubt that. But Arms Race, you're going to have another reason to dive right in, which is great. That was a big worry for me, that you would have no reason to ever go back to Arms Race once you got all the pieces of gear that you needed. So new pieces of gear in Arms Race, and I'm excited for those. Next up, Disciples of the Vault Cosmetic Pack. If you have Season Pass 2, you will get the Disciples of the Vault Cosmetic Pack. These look so good. Looking at you, Mose. Next up, we have Maurice's Black Market Vending Machine. Maurice's Black Market Vending Machine is going to be top tier legendaries, kind of like Zer's Vendor from Destiny. Sorry to bring up Destiny, it's just very similar. Next up, Crazy Earl's Reroll Machine, and we're actually getting the value that you need. For 250 Iridium, you will be able to reroll an existing anointment on any piece of gear. That is amazing. You can't take it back once you re-roll it. So you re-roll it, you'll get a random one, and then you can keep spending. You can't go backwards. Now, this machine is going to change Borderlands 3's endgame, because all you will need is 1 piece of gear, and then if you have the Iridium, you can get the exact anoint you want. And to go along with that, they are reducing the amount of legendaries that are going to be dropping in your game, because otherwise you would just have everything. This makes a ton of sense to me, because part of the reason the drop rates were so high was because you just got that piece of gear with anointment. If it wasn't the right anointment, it was basically worthless. So to counteract that, slightly less drops. Super excited for that. Next up, the Diamond Armory on Sanctuary 3 is going to be opening up. That is the loot room that I covered in a previous video. I'll be posting that right there. If you haven't seen that yet, Diamond Loot Room is going to be crazy. And then we get to our fixes, and there are a ton of fixes, ton of Vault Hunter changes, and a ton of platform-specific changes. Now, I'm not going to touch on the platform-specific changes because it's like small things on PS4 and Xbox and stuff like that. So if you guys want to check out the patch notes, the full one, I'll have that down in the description. We're going to be talking about the big major things. So, to start us off, the Rhino Rocket Launcher is going to be able to roll with anointments. I made a video on this thing. It is very strong on Mo's. I said it was probably one of the best launchers in the game, at least top 5 without anointments. It is now going to be rolling with anointments. Going to farm this thing with some URED, with some splash. I think this thing is going to be nutty. Next up, Broken Heart Day weapons will be able to roll with anoints. These things, the Broken Hearts Day, you can re-roll the anoints on them and get good anoints. The heavy damage artifact is going to be properly increasing heavy weapon damage. It wasn't before. This is a big one. Updated action skill active anoint, so that's switching to an action skill active anointed weapon while the action skill is active benefits from the anointment. Basically, if you were using Sentinel Cryo and you were using that with your Sentinel out, and then you switch to another Sentinel Cryo weapon, that Sentinel Cryo weapon wouldn't get Sentinel Cryo. And if you switch back, that weapon wouldn't get Sentinel Cryo. So basically, no one was using Sentinel Cryo. That is now fixed, and that is a big fix. I'm super excited for that. I miss my Sentinel Cryo. Next up, updated DLC 2, DLC 3, and DLC 4 will properly scale with the player's level in True Vault Hunter mode. Next up, we're getting a new class mod. This is just a mention, but there are new class mods in Director's Cut. They don't say what, but new class mods in Director's Cut. I will be hunting those down. All right, and now we get to our Vault Hunter changes. And one of the biggest ones here is Amara's Phase Grasp. If you Phase Grasped an immune enemy, it wouldn't trigger your ASE Annoyance, but it would use your action skill, so it'd go on cooldown. That is now fixed. Phase Grasp should properly work and trigger Annoyance when you're grasping immune enemies, which was a big pain in the butt. Next up, the Phase Flare Orb. If you guys had used Phase Flare, Amara's Ball action skill, it would randomly get stuck everywhere if you used it while aiming at the ground, if you used it while jumping and looking. It was just weird. It would disappear, it would go through the floor. Phase Flare Orb should be fixed and now should be much more functional. Now, they modified Remnant on Amara as well to have its own damage source and updated it to only allow action skill damage and to work with it. So, like, I think before it was elemental damage, mayhem damage, action skill damage. Remnant's getting fixed. I think it'll probably not hit as hard. We'll see how that goes. Next up, the Commandlet class mod for Flak basically just wasn't working at all. It'll now trigger on bullets, melee, and skill damage. So excited to see that in action. The Ion Pet Loader will now follow moving enemies when using the Eye Laser attack. And that's about it for our Vault Hunter changes. All right, guys, that's kind of going to do it for our patch notes video. We're getting new loot from the raid boss, new loot from the murder mysteries, new loot in arms race, new loot from the vault cards, and just so much stuff on top of the anoint re-roller machine. I'm so excited. We got some big fixes, and I cannot wait to dive into this content. I don't know who I'm going to go into the raid boss first with. I'm thinking probably Amara and Ball, because Ball damage wasn't changed, or maybe go try it on Moze. Who are you guys going to be entering into the raid boss first? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it informative, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy hunting. Peace, guys. I was putting in the